Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a brand new shelf of my Complete Blu-ray Collection. Yes, this is a pretty stocked shelf, mainly because I've had to put a load of Blu-rays in this shelf, laying down, because I need to sort out my other shelf in the other room. So for the moment, they are here on this shelf. But anyway, let's get on to it and show you what I've got on shelf number 8. Okay, so let's begin. It's mainly a Steelbook shelf, but there are some Blu-rays. So let's start off. First of all, we have the DC collection, the DCEU collection, with Man of Steel 3D. This is the 3D Steelbook, obviously, because it says the word 3D. Love this film. Zack Snyder. Oh, Zack Snyder's big at the moment, yes. I'll get to that in a minute, but I do love this film. I love the music. Yes, love that film. Russell Crowe, brilliant. Michael Shannon, fantastic as Zod. Lots of explosions, and it's amazing how much havoc you can cause in one little town. Yes, really good film. Next up, we have Batman v Superman, the 3D edition. Pretty good film again. Bit of a mixed ending for a lot of people, but I do enjoy it. Next up is a film that a lot of people don't like from the DC collection, Suicide Squad, and this is the 3D Steelbook. I actually have no problem with this film. I do like it. I even like the Joker. He's no Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix, but he's a good Joker for what the film is. Plus it's got Margot Robbie, so you can't go wrong. Next up, we have one of the best DC movies. We have Wonder Woman, and this one's got a really sweet lenticular. I love this package. This actually contains the best Wonder Woman design steelbook there ever has been, and there'll never be a better design steelbook. But I absolutely love that. It's a Wonder Woman 3D. It's numbered as well. It's a Manta Lab. It's a Manta Lab special edition. So I need to see if I can get Manta Labs for some of the other DC movies. Next up, we have Justice League. And this is the 4K and 3D steelbook. So it's got both versions. As you can see, we've got Ultra HD up there and 3D down there. It's a good film, mainly. It's got a lot of problems. Henry Cavill's lip is one of the problems, which hopefully will be changed with the new Zack Snyder cut that's hopefully coming out next year. Also, I didn't like the villain. The villain was too artificial, Steppenwolf, and the CGI was not good. Yeah, so I think Justice League is probably one of the worst of the DC movies. Next up, we have another brilliant one. This is Aquaman, starring Jason Momoa. That's right, Jason Old Lawnmower. This is the 4K steelbook. I loved the design of this, so I went for this one instead of the regular one. I just need to get 3D disc to put in here. Then I've got that collection. But I do love Aquaman. A lot of comedy in it. Can't wait for Aquaman 2. Don't know what's going to happen with, what's her name? Amber Heard. They'll probably write her out. Next up, another good one. This is not so much a serious one, so this is a lot of comedy element. This actually kind of reminds me of like an 80s coming of age movie, you know, a bit like Big. This is Shazam, starring what's his name, Zachary Levi or Levy from Chuck, which was a brilliant show. This is the 4K and 3D steelbook. Love that film, very funny. Next up, of course, we have another DC movie. I don't believe this is part of the DC EU though. This is Joker. I love the design of this steelbook. This is probably the best design. Joker. Yes, this was fantastic. Some people say this is a one-time watch because it's too depressing, especially in lockdown. But I think you just have to go into this and just marvel. No, DC. You have to DC in Joaquin Phoenix's performance, because he was giving Heath Ledger a run for his money, but didn't quite manage it. But I would pretty much say that they're level, almost level. Anyway, that's part of the DC's done. So on to the main man with the gun and the dog. That's right, John Wick. Every time I look at the cover of this, I get dizzy. This is John Wick. This has got a really nice lenticular slip. So this is the first film. This is a NE. No, I think it might be Nova Media. I'm not sure. There's a little logo there. But this is a beautiful glossy steelbook. This film is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best action films of recent years. And then we have John Wick 2. Another great action films. Something about Keanu Reeves. He certainly knows how to do an action film. Absolutely. Speed. Matrix. He really does pick them right. And I really cannot wait for John Wick 4. But in the meantime, I've got John Wick 3 Steelbook, which I loved. Lulu and Claire didn't like it as much as the previous ones. They thought there was too much mindless violence in it. That's what John Wick does. He just shoots you in the head, or smashes your head on a book in a library. Or lets a horse kick you. Oh my God, that was such a hilarious scene. I love that film. There's not one John Wick movie I hate. There's not one John Wick movie I'm disappointed with. I love all three of them. And I am going to be there day one, probably performance one, when John Wick 4 comes out. Next up, we're going from the man with the gun and the dog to the man with the whip and the hat. Indiana Jones. This is the Complete Adventure Steelbook. Very nice steelbook. This does have all 4 films. And unfortunately, there's no space for a 5th film. Or there might be, actually, because I know sometimes they slap in other discs. So we have Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And we have a bonus features. So there's always the back. I could put a hub in for the 5th film when it comes out, due out in 2022, I think. But yes, that's the Complete Indiana Jones Steelbook collection. And now we're going from the man with the hat and the whip to the dinosaurs that like to eat you. Jurassic Park, the Ultimate Trilogy Steelbook. Nice embossing on here. Do love this steelbook. Fantastic. And that just has the first 3 films. Obviously, that's why they call it the Ultimate Trilogy. We also have Jurassic World Steelbook. I believe this is probably, I think, just the standard Blu-ray. Or I might be mistaken. This is the 3D Steelbook. Fantastic. I actually really did enjoy this film. This was a really good film, and I love the scenes on the island. I love the scenes, the reminiscent scenes, showing you parts of the history from the previous Jurassic Parks, you know, like the visitor centre and that kind of stuff, and the banner that was laying on the floor and the cars. Loved it. I actually haven't got Fallen Kingdom Steelbook, so maybe I'll pick that one up if I can get it cheap. And now we are going to the future and back again. And the future and back again. Yes, Back to the Future. This is the 30th anniversary trilogy steelbook. Really nice. very cartoony like Steelbook. I really do like that Steelbook, and I love every one of those films. And apparently we're getting 4K films later on in the year, which I think will be absolutely fantastic. And then we have the Men in Black Trilogy Steelbook. Has some nice spot gloss and embossing. I've actually run out of plastic cases for these, so I need to get a few more plastic cases from Steelbook Central. So I've got to be careful with that one, not to get that scratched. So I might have to put that in one of my flimsy plastic bags. Next up, talking of Keanu Reeves, we have The Matrix. This is the Complete Matrix Trilogy Blu-ray Steelbook. This has a lenticular cover, really good lenticular cover, and has all the films inside. Let's have a look. Yep, so there we go, all 3 films. Again, Keanu Reeves is going to be knocking it out of the ballpark because we have a Matrix 4 coming, so that should be very interesting. Next up, a bit of Mel Gibson. I have the Mad Max Trilogy Steelbook. I've actually not seen these films for years, probably since the 80s. So I really need to watch these again. The Road Warrior, Mad Max 2, I think is probably my favourite. But it's been such a long time ago. And all I remember about the third film is Tina Turner. So I definitely need to rewatch them. Next up, we have the Hangover Trilogy Steelbook. So if they do a 4th film, I'll have to buy another Steelbook. But yes, I enjoy these films. It comes with a load of postcards as well. And obviously the 3 discs for the 3 movies. I need to rewatch these again. I haven't seen them in quite a while. Next up, some Tom Hanks from a film by Clint Eastwood, based on a true story. Sully, starring Tom Hanks, about the passenger plane that crashed into the Hudson River, or floated on the Hudson River. Great film, very good drama. Nice bit of courtroom action as well. Now we have Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy in one of the best films of the last however many years, 5 years. I need to get the 4K for this one because I think it would look absolutely fantastic. This is The Revenant. And if you want to know what it's like to actually climb inside a horse or ride a horse off a cliff, that's the film you need to watch. Okay, back to a bit of more Tom Hanks. Stuck on a desert island all on his own. Some Castaway, the Steelbook. Little Wilson. Brilliant film. Shows you how good an actor Tom Hanks is if you can carry an entire film, mainly just him. Right, so that's those Steelbooks. There are some more Steelbooks in a minute, but I'm just going to go through the odd ones that I've put on top of the Steelbooks because I haven't got the other shelf to put them on yet. So first up we have Space Cowboys with Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones, James Garner and Donald Sutherland. This is, I think this might be an Australian import. Yeah, because it's got the big logo on the bottom there and it says Region B, so that's an Australian one. I don't believe Space Cowboys is available on Blu-ray in the UK, which is no surprise because we miss out on a lot of Blu-rays over here. Next up is a recent one that I've picked up, Motherless of Brooklyn. So I need to check this one out with Edward Norton. Apparently it's supposed to be really good. I think set in the 50s or 60s. I believe this one, I think, was picked up from Poundland. I'm sure it was. I haven't seen it yet, but it stars Aaron Taylor Johnson from Godzilla and John Cena. This is The Wall. So this is a bit of a war film. from the director of The Bourne Identity and Edge of Tomorrow, so it should be good. I'll check that one out. Next up is a film with an incredible cast. The greatest zombie cast ever disassembled, including Bill Murray, Steve Buscemi, Selena Gomez, Adam Driver, Danny Glover. The Dead Don't Die. Yes, I think this is a bit of a comedy, but I think there's a lot of talking in it, so I don't think it's a full-blown action zombie film all the way through. But I'm very interested, and it's got to be quite good to have a cast like that. Next up, a bit of Gerard Butler, the 3-film collection of the Has Fallen trilogy. So we have Olympus, London and Angel. Olympus is my favourite, which is all based around the White House. Angel was good, really good. London was also good as well. I like the London one. Fantastic. So that's those. Next up is The Finest Serial Chiller Killer This Century. I think I picked this one up from CEX. This is a film called Chained. From the mind of writer-director Jennifer Lynch. I think she's some relation to David Lynch, maybe. And it stars Vincent D'Onofrio, whatever his name is. It's a taxi driver, serial killer taxi driver. And a 9-year-old boy and his mother was abducted by Vincent D'Onofrio, whatever his name is. But yeah, sounds interesting. I miss CEX. I miss just going to CEX, looking through the shelves, picking just things out that I would never have normally bought, you know, for a couple of quid. But hopefully we'll get back to that, hopefully sometime in June. Next up, we have a film called Good Boys. Yes, normally something you say to a dog. Good boys. Or a couple of dogs. From the guys who brought you Superbad, Bad Neighbours and Sausage Party. Laugh out loud, raucous comedy. This is a couple of kids that I think there's a lot of swearing in this. So I'm sure they got their parents' permission. What we got next? Oh yes, we have This Film Does for Gators What Jaws Did for Sharks, from producer Sam Raimi. Crawl. I saw this in the cinema. The sound was incredible. It's all set down like in the Florida Keys, I think it is, where they have like a hurricane and you've got killer alligators. The film wasn't as brilliant as I thought it was going to be, but it was still entertaining. Next up, we have I think is it a zombie? Yeah, it's a zombie, a Christmas zombie musical, I believe. I think. Anna and the Apocalypse. Apparently there's a second film coming as well. So I think this is either going to be a love or hate it. It does look good. I've seen the clip and the trailer. It does include the theatrical cut and the extended cut as well. So I will check that one out. Next up, one of the recent ones. The Abyss meets The Thing in Sea Fever. As you can see, there's lots of like aliens on the back there. I think it's set in Ireland. And I think it's kind of more like Life as well. You know, with Jake Gyllenhaal. That was a great film, Life. But I think it's kind of like a low budget version of The Abyss meets The Thing. So not as grand. Next up we have the Zombieland collection, 2-movie collection on Blu-ray. Picked this up from Amazon. It was £7 for both movies, which is really good considering that Zombieland 2 Double Tap had only just been released and it was still going for like 12 quid. So I'm glad I picked that one up. Next up we have just Changeling. It's a true story starring John Malkovich and Angelina Jolie. This has normally been in the tubs, the plastic tubs. but I took it out to put a gold case on it, which I think looks good. A bit of Kristen Stewart, talking of underwater and the abyss and that type of thing. Underwater. This is the US Blu-ray. I believe this is locked. I think this is locked to region A, but it doesn't matter, for me, because I've got a multi-region. Because I don't think, I'm pretty sure that the UK is not getting a Blu-ray release for Underwater. It's only going to be a DVD release. If you do want Underwater and you haven't got a locked player, I believe it's available in Germany. I think it's available in Germany. So I would go to amazon.de and see if you can get it imported. I think Alan Kermit's Ghost actually imported it from Germany. Next up, a bit of Eddie Murphy comedy. One of my recent many deliveries, Coming to America. Very funny film. Looking forward to the new film. Hopefully it is coming out this Christmas. Cutthroat Island. Very underrated Pirates of the Caribbean-esque movie. Gina Davis, fantastic. Love that film. Need to watch that again. The Page Master. Never seen this. With Macaulay Culkin and Christopher Lloyd. It's part animation, part real life. So that should be quite interesting. And now we start with my American Horror Story series, as I started collecting them. First of all, we have the complete first season, which was taglined as Murder House, which is a fantastic show. Next up is one of my favourites. I think this is probably my favourite American Horror Story series so far. This is Asylum. This was just a great series. Fantastic. So that's also tagged as series 2. Series 3 was Coven. Kathy Bates. Fantastic. Love that one. Series 4 was Freak Show, also one of my favourites, all based around like a freak show carnival. Then I've got quite a few missing. I need to catch up on some of the other ones, but I also have Apocalypse as well, another great one. Fantastic. So I need to I think I need probably about 4. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5, 6 and 7. So I'll have to look around and see if I can get them cheap. I think they're only about £15 at the moment, but I'm hoping to pick them up a lot cheaper because I was able to pick these up for like £5 each. Okay, now we're on to some more zombie action. This is The Walking Dead now. So this is the series that really got me interested in zombies again. So we have The Walking Dead Steelbook. That's the first season. And then we have The Walking Dead Season 2. Season 3. Season 3 in the UK was originally released as a jumbo steelbook, which really annoyed a lot of people. Then I saw that Amazon France had actually released the same steelbook, but in slim. So I ordered one from France and had it delivered and just swapped the discs out. Everything is in English. Season 4, David Morrissey on the front there. Season 5. Season 6, Glenn. I love that they actually just continued with his artwork and didn't change it halfway. Season 7, nice bit of Negan action. Season 8. Season 9 with Maggie. Don't quite know why Maggie was on the cover of this one. She was only in it for about 5 minutes. But it's going to be interesting. Season 10. When season 10 comes out, I wonder who's going to be on the cover for season 10. I don't think Morgan's been on one yet, has he? Then we carry on with the theme of The Walking Dead. I have Fear the Walking Dead. I think this is season 1 Steelbook. And then again, Fear the Walking Dead. I think this is season 2. This is actually German, so it's in German. So I'm not sure which is which. And then I think this is season 3. This is a season 3 Steelbook. I love like the sun and the clouds actually, and the boat there make it look like a skull. Fantastic. Unfortunately, that's where they stopped doing Steelbooks in Germany. So have an incomplete Steelbook collection, unfortunately. I just hate it when that happens. And the last 3 are Star Trek. Why isn't this on your Star Wars Star Trek shelf? Basically, I couldn't fit them in. So first of all, we have J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek reboot, which is a brilliant film. And I will be getting to my review of that one eventually, as well as these 2 as well. And then we have Star Trek Into Darkness, also starring Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan. And the last one is Star Trek Beyond. This has a really nice lenticular magnet on it. I think this came from, was it Entertainment Store? This has a removable magnet. And it shows you the standard cover. So even though it's got a magnet on it, it's really nice cover. I loved Jayla in this. I really hoped that she would be in another Star Trek movie, but it's got some nice embossing and spot gloss. Sometimes I'm a little bit thingy that I have to cover that up, but I suppose I could actually stick that magnet on the back, because all you've got on the back is that. But yeah, sometimes I think I might actually do that, because I like looking at that. That's really colourful. And this is 3D. Both Star Trek Beyond and Star Trek, oh, there goes the phone, and Star Trek Into Darkness are 3D, but the original Star Trek wasn't 3D, unfortunately. Okay, so I've turned the magnet round. So there's the front now, and I have that on the back. So I'm happier than having it on the front. So I hope you enjoyed this little unveiling of Shelf 8. Quite a lot on Shelf 8. There's quite a lot on Shelf 9 as well, with lots of Steelbooks, mainly Steelbooks again. And regular Blu-rays that I can't fit in any shelves at the moment. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it by giving it some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share. And I'll see you on Shelf 9. Hopefully not too long away, because I think there was quite a bit of a gap between Shelf 7 and 8. So I need to close them up. So I'll do one in a couple of days. Anyway, bye for now.